Hey y'all. I had an emotional breakthrough this weekend. Kind of a part emotional, part artistic, part speakery. And I don't know, I just wanted to share it with you. It's kind of heavy or not, but it feels important. So it started because I was watching a show. And there was this moment in the show when the main character gets up there and she's dealing with a whole bunch of pain from her past and trying to move forward and get on the other side of it. But the pain of the past keeps bumping into where she is now. And she finally comes to a breakthrough moment where she gets it, where she suddenly can make peace with the past, honor it, and move forward into the future. I'm not wording it right, but I'm just kind of talking off the cuff here. So in the show, she verbalized the truth of her own story. She was a musician, so she was singing a song, and she had that, oh, I finally get it moment in the song. That one sentence where everything she had been through, suddenly it makes sense. And it's just the core of the song is her singing what makes sense to her now. And it really hit me hard because I realized that as a storyteller myself, in my own personal story that many of you have heard or pieces of it, in this own journey, I don't have that. I don't have that moment. I have the funny part. I have the falling off the stage. I have the crash and burn moments. I have audience laughing. I have the part where I'm looking the fool in front of a room full of engineers, but I don't have the deeper line. Even in my Who Hijacked My Fairy Tale show, I realized it. I was like, oh my gosh, you've got struggle, struggle, struggle. And then boom, you're on the other side going, and look at me now, I'm doing it anyway. And I missed that piece in the middle where I have the aha in the story and it all makes sense to me. And I tell you about it. I have the aha. Sometimes when I'm coaching, I think I even said it on a class the other day, I will always tell speakers in your story, have the aha for me in front of me before you go spin it into the lesson for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it myself in my own story, and at least this one anyway, and in my own speeches. I'm having the struggle, 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 and then I'm on the other side of it. And look at me now, it all turned out great because I was me. Okay, it's still the point, but there's a piece that I was missing. Oh, I get it now. It all makes sense. It's not about that. It's about this. And then I realized, getting deep here, why I don't have it. Why I've always struggled to put that piece in, why there's always been somewhat of a gap. And I realized it's because I haven't fully owned it in my own life yet, because I haven't put words around it. I haven't. It's struggle, struggle, struggle. And well, look at me now. I'm going to dance anyway. I'm still struggling. I keep telling myself, I don't care. I don't care if I don't look the part. I don't care if I'm not what everybody is looking for. I tell myself that. But the truth, I do care. Of course I care. I still want to be chosen. I still want to be enough. I still want people to look at me and say, yes, her, that's the one. And I bet that's why I couldn't find the words for this story, because I was trying to write a breakthrough that I had not fully believed yet or been able to verbalize. Because I know that I am acting according to a new truth. But it's very important to me as a storyteller, as a speaker, to be able to verbalize that to you. It's like giving you a movie and missing the most important part where you finally get it and not giving that to people. I got to have my realization. And I don't have it on stage, I have it here. So I was like, Kelly, you got to get it here and you got to get it today. You got to get some words around it. So I just began to write. and delete and rewrite and start over, and these are the words, no, they're the wrong words, and no, this is it, no, that's too pat, and no, this is it, but no, this doesn't make sense, it's not authentic. It's well, because writing is very therapeutic. I wasn't just writing the words, I was coming to my honest core truth. Falling off the stage was every pig story coming true. If you haven't heard my stories, I talk about carrying the pig and falling off stage, and there I am again, exposed, ridiculous, ass up, not polished, not perfect, not the girl in the dress that fits once again. And then in my personal journey story, it's something beautiful happened. I became the hit of the conference. I became the one people wanted to talk to. I became the one they invited back. I became the one they chose, not in spite of the fall, but because of it. And that's when I realized this is it. It all makes sense now. What if I'm not supposed to fit a fairy tale? What if I'm really not meant to do what you're doing the way you're doing it? What if my wrong is somebody else's right? And what if my way too much is somebody else's light? What if my not good enough is somebody else's everything? That's it. It all makes sense. And I needed to get words around it. And I hope if you're sharing a struggle or a breakthrough or pain or whatever your personal story is in your journey, don't forget that step. It's an important step in the arc, struggle, whatever that. And it's not easy to put words around it because it often isn't necessarily one defining road to Damascus moment of conversion. It can sometimes be an evolution, but get words around it. When you get to that point where you stand on that proverbial stage and you go, wait a minute, I get it now. It all makes sense. I was thinking this when I should have been thinking this. So out of that process came a song. Often I can get words around what I need to verbalize in a story if I think of it like they're song lyrics, because song lyrics are tight. There's a theme. Songs are written differently than stories. And so often I will put that brain on, and I don't write music and I don't sing. So that's the part I let AI do. But the lyrics are mine. Every word, every turn of the phrase. I sweated it. I cried over it and found what was mine. And an interesting piece before I let you hear the song. An interesting piece was that I was trying to make it too pat. I was trying to make it to, I had a problem, now I don't, and everything's fine. When the truth of it is, I still struggle. And that has to be part also of it all, is I think there's honesty in, I do still care. And honesty in, there are going to be days when this is my mantra, but I'm not going to necessarily believe it. And so I have to take deep breaths and work on believing it. So that search turned into this song that I've spent all day working on. And I just felt like not only do I want to share the song with you because I think it may bless you or bring to you something you're missing, but as a speaker, as a storyteller, as an artist, I wanted to bring to you the process because this to me is huge. This moment that I wasn't even giving to the audience myself is a moment that many of us are not giving. And some of that is because we haven't been able to put words around it yet. And we need to sit down and put words around it, because when we can put words around it, they can put words around it. You see, when we can verbalize it, they can grab it, hold on, and it can become their truth. It's critical. So when I heard the song play back for me, I cried. And I don't cry much because I think that this is the truth I've been trying to believe. So for those of us who speak, teach, coach, write, or tell stories, this matters. It's not enough to just tell what happened. We've got to find that sentence underneath it. We have to verbalize the lesson inside the story. Sometimes the story does not become complete until we can finally say, this is what it meant. Some days I'll forget it. Some days I won't feel it. Some days I'll care too much what people think. But this is the story I'm going to choose to come back to. Maybe the dress never fit because it was never mine. Maybe the thing I've been trying to hide is the thing somebody else needs to see. Maybe the fall wasn't proof that I failed. Maybe it was just the moment that the old story split wide open and I could finally breathe. Thanks for listening.